everything we know about LTX Studio so far. Stick around. Okay, so LTX Studio had a live stream yesterday and a launch. Some creators got a early access to it, and I've watched all the videos that I could find on it, and here's what I know so far. So we're going to start by watching the LTX video that they released. Nice little Light Tricks Hotel, which is the company name. We'll start by watching that, and I'm going to break it down on some of the things that I've noticed and some of the things that I've learned from watching some of the other videos. Okay, so music generated by LTX. It's great. Sounds awesome. Okay, so at first you're thinking, is this AI? This is not AI. This is what they've done was they took a real life video and then they morphed a AI video into it. Okay?
Why are you awake,
Which is a very great thing to do.
sweetie?
Mom, I had an awesome dream and I don't want to forget it.
Okay, first of all, before I do any further, this kid's lamp is awesome. That's a sick lamp. Okay?
Tell me all about it. Was it scary or silly? Were you hanging out with aliens again?
Toto was standing by the window.
Hang on 1 second. Okay, tell me about it, sweetie.
So, Toto was...
Okay, first thing I want to notice. Okay, so she took the kid, and she's able to incorporate his face into the video. Now, if you'll keep an eye on his face, and later in the video, you'll see that you're going to be able to take a photo of yourself or somebody, an actor or whatever, and or even a mid-journey or some kind of AI generated photo or even a hand-drawn photo, and put it into LTX Studio and use that as your character. Also, if you'll notice that she has named the characters. So she put a photo of the dog, and then a photo of Toto, and then a photo of Josh. Okay, now this is very important, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Okay, so
standing by the window, staring at me in bed. Then, all of a sudden, he jumped out the window. And
so if you'll notice, the dog looks just like that. Okay, here's what I want to show you right here. Okay,
over to see where he went.
Okay, so you noticed here she said at Josh, because you're going to be able to tag the character who you generated, especially if you just did their AI generated character, or if you uploaded the face. Once you can name that character, you're going to be able to you tag that character, and that will help you because sometimes when it generates, it doesn't generate the same character. It's AI. It just does what it does. So sometimes the generations are a bit wonky. So to veer from that, you can tag. Josh gets up and runs towards the window, and then that's where the consistency comes in. So look, that looks like Josh. I mean, his hair's a little different, but it's really close to Josh.
Wow, that sounds like a...
And did you see that? Like his hair, like, let's see if I can.
Wow, that's...
Right there. Okay. So, I mean, look at it's extremely close, and I don't know if she had to tag Josh in every one of these. Here she did. Here she typed in Josh. Yeah, so every one of these videos, every one of these, shots. So shot 1 through 5, she tagged Josh, and that was to get his likeness, if you would. So that, but that being said, that's really fascinating.
Sounds like a cartoon.
No, it was like...
Okay, so do you see how fast? Look at all the video styles that are there. All right, I want to show you a video from here. This guy here, Sebastian. Now he did a quick video on how to use it, but I want to show you basically his scroll down of all the video styles. I mean, that's amazing. There's so many video styles. I didn't know there were that many video styles around. So to keep that in mind. Okay, so but you notice his was just a screen. This is kind of a dramatic version of it where she's showing, like, it changes within every click she shows. It's not going to do that.
It was like real life, and we were sky.
Okay, so it's going to be like you have to pick it and then it regenerates it. Just so you know.
Diving, and then I jumped after him.
You did what?
It's okay, Mom. We had parachutes.
What color were the parachutes?
Okay, so just like that, I mean, she's gonna have to regenerate that, and she might have had to have regenerated it several times because it is AI, and sometimes it may not, generate the parachute she wants. So that's something you're gonna have to keep in mind when you get this, is that it's you're gonna be doing a lot of regeneration, just like you do in any AI stuff right now.
All sorts of colors, and there were mountains all around us. We were getting really close to a big mountain.
Okay, another thing that Matt from Matt VidPro talked about. He had early access, and one thing he talked about, which I found was interesting, was that you only have 5-second shots. So in basic video editing, 5 seconds is kind of the go-to. But sometimes you want a longer shot. If you wanted to do a 15 or 20 second shot for one consistent shot, it's not good. It's not there. It's not there yet. I'm hoping that they're going to get there, but it's definitely not there yet. Another thing with the 5-second shot is that you're not going to be able to edit it down. It right now, I mean, you could take it, you could export the whole video, put it into your own video program, editing program, and then you could slice it and then edit it down that way. But I mean, that's a lot of trouble. But that's something to know.
And it was getting
let's keep watching
chilly.
here real quick.
I bet it was snowing.
Yeah, it was snowing. Tons of snow.
Okay, I will give them this. Like that snow, that scene there is great.
I hope
That scene's a little weird.
I was a little scared, because all of a sudden we saw witches.
Witches?
Witches. Yeah, they were wearing red hoods and playing instruments.
What kinds of instruments?
Guitars, bass.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm a bass player. I mean, kinda like it wants to be a bass up here. This is definitely like a 6-string guitar, and I know I'm nitpicking. I'm just saying, if we were going to be judging AI versus realistic stuff, this is what I'm judging it by. Okay, there's a knob up here, which is weird. I think that's the chord. I'm not sure, which is also weird. She's got a gazillion knobs here. But what is getting me is the hand movements, okay? So let's look at the hand movements here. So it was like, and it was, if you were doing this scene in like an animation, I feel like you'd be like, okay, all right, you get away with that. But when you're trying to be realistic, not necessarily. So that was weird. The tuba looks kind of close. I mean, if that's the thing. Your 5-second shot, it's gonna be cool. Like you get away with it. Unless you just slowed it down, and nitpicked it, it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Trumpets, all the way there. Like we were slaying so fast, we went right into a forest.
A forest like from our camping trip?
Kind of, but this one was so dark and scary, Mom. Like in fairy tales,
that looks
there
cool.
were huge, creepy trees, and
And
none
those people
of
look
them had
cool.
leaves.
Notice the hand again. Like it's just, like she's playing guitar, but it's kind of like it just doesn't look. It doesn't look realistic. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. This looks realistic. This background looks realistic. The guitar it looks realistic, but her playing it does not, look realistic. Like
And none of them had leaves.
it's close. It's close. I'll give them that.
There was so much fog.
That freaks me out. Right here. Hold on. Look at that finger. Oh my gosh. It's like the longest finger out there. What in the world is going on? Oh. But anyway, the face is creepy. But I mean, it's a witch. So maybe she has a really, 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 really long. Oh, is that the thumb? I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she has really long, weird fingers, and this is part of her 3. She got 3 on this side, and 5 fingers, and maybe a thumb. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not here to say. I ain't judging you, lady. By the way.
So much fog we could barely see. At the end of the forest, right next to a
Did you notice she typed in ravens croaking, snowy forest.
Right next to a magic pond, we saw
pond. She added the pond right there, and you have to regenerate this stuff. The cabin, and notice the cabin. They placed the cabin behind the tree, which from a filming perspective looks great and looks realistic.
What did the cabin look like?
It was made out of wood and had a big chimney. All of a sudden,
so she changed the cabin. The cabin is completely different now.
Bigger and bigger and bigger, as big as a horse.
Okay, so this scene here cracks me up. This kid looks like he has been cut out. His face has been cut out and then added like a jib jab video. That's kind of funny. I'm not sure. The dog looks the dog looks okay. I mean, it still looks pretty similar. The kid looks similar, but he just looks like his face has just been pasted on top of some random kid's face.
I bet he grew so big to protect you.
When we went inside, there was a band playing, a band of dogs. Puppet dogs. And they were...
Okay, 2 things here. The puppet dogs are adorable. They're playing Happy Birthday, which is a copyrighted song. It's why when you go to restaurants and they do your birthday, they don't normally sing Happy Birthday. Usually they'll create their own song that kind of fits around, the restaurant style. And the reason they do that is because it was copyrighted a while back. Somebody bought, got claimed the copyright, and then so now it was like you can't just sing Happy Birthday legally. So it makes me wonder why you're playing Happy Birthday without being copyright stricken. It's also a very varied tune-up version of it, I guess, where it's got a lot of instruments not playing the right notes, and it sounds like like a 3rd grade, 4th grade band playing it. It's cute, but it makes me wonder, can you type in a puppet dog band playing Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls, or a Justin Timberlake song, or a J-Lo song, whatever. I mean, I'm just throwing out names, but like, can you do that? I don't know yet. It's interesting though. It's very interesting. Let's keep on.
We're playing Happy Birthday.
Wait a second.
Okay, so one thing that Matt Provid talked about was that the character consistency was based on humans. So if you did a video based on this, well, okay, maybe this is not a good example. His example was if he did a video based on his lemon logo, that character there, he said you would have a hard time consistently creating that character. So, I mean, of course, I don't know yet because I don't have access to it, but that's one of the things he was talking about, and I found that interesting, and I thought it was definitely worth sharing. Also, the voices, something else Matt revealed, was the voices come from 11 Labs. So I'm going to show Tim here from Theoretically Media done his video. He done a great breakdown of the LTX Studio deep dive. He done a really good job on it. I highly recommend. I recommend going to any of these guys' videos. They're like kind of one of the top ones that pulled up. But let's watch his video and see kind of like what he's doing.
I ended up with something that I more or less like.
10 years on the job, and I've seen my fair share of the other side, but I still wasn't ready for this case. Started with eerie murder.
Okay, I will say this about the voiceover. On his and on Sebastian's, both of their voiceovers had this whistling. Let's see if I can find his video that he done. Kind of had this little whistling, not a whistling, I'm going to say that's not the right word. It's more of a high-end hiss to it. Okay, so let's see what his sounds like.
I thought it was just another routine mission.
Yeah, you hear that?
But it turned into something beyond my wildest dreams. I stumbled into a wormhole and
That's
met
pretty
the
cool.
Lumarians.
Okay, so I'm not sure, because I've used 11 Labs a lot. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But if you'll listen to Tim's, it definitely has that too.
Murders, seemingly unrelated except for one thing that no one else seemed to see. A woman.
You hear that? Like a high-end I don't know what that is about, okay? Another thing is Tim talked about was the like AI is doing what AI does, which is misspell things. I know that he wrote police tape on several things. And both, I think Tim and Matt from MattVid Pro both talked about how the videos weren't, like the image quality wasn't as good as Suro. So, but, we're still, from what I've read and heard, a year, or, by the end of the year, we're going to get Suro's, video stuff out. But, so we're still good, months away from it. But what I'm hoping is that they're going to be able to incorporate that video image quality with LTX, and then you'll have a substantially amazing video. So let's continue to watch Tim's video here.
Woman, standing on the outskirts of every murder, a stone expression, and she never.
Like the scene was cool because the way that it focused in and out of the police tape, but the police tape was misspelled. But if you could get it to spelled right, it would be cool, especially in like a documentary. If you're doing a documentary, this program is going to be amazing, because you could totally do recreations of scenarios that happen and or reenactments. I'm sorry, of scenarios that happened, and totally get away with the characters just being a little wonky here and there, and the voiceover, not the characters not talking. I think for documentaries right now, this is going to be amazing. I think for music videos, it could be cool if you had a vision for a music video outside of them playing the instruments.
Standing on the outskirts of every murder, a stone expression, and she never spoke. But who was she?
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Definitely, I mean, I guess what I'm a little disappointed that it's not, the video quality isn't as good, but I'm still very stoked about the whole overall product, and very much looking forward to it. I mean, this is going to be something that I cannot wait to see what everybody else is doing. I can't wait to play with it myself. A couple other cool things real quick. you're going to be able to say you didn't want this drum here. You're going to be able to erase that just by clicking and, scrubbing it just like you would on, a lot of apps now. Trying to make sure I'm covering all the things that I saw. Okay, so when you go to export it right now, you're only going to have, basically, I think it's called an animate video. So it will just be like the still photos with the voiceover talk. That will be one option. And the second option is standard video only. But they do have an option coming up to where it's a upscaler, but it's not available. It's not going to be available yet. Of course, this is still in beta. Everybody that tested it is still in beta, so they don't really know. Hopefully, what is supposed to be released. Oh, that's another thing. It's supposed to be released starting to next week. They're going to start opening it up for people who have been on the wait list. And I will put a copy of the link for the wait list below the video too. There's still no word on cost. I've not seen anybody talk about the cost. I'm assuming that for beta it's going to be free for a little bit, and then they're going to start charging people. I know I bought what was their video editing app? Oh my goodness, how can I not think of this? A Video Leap from them years ago. And the way they done it then, you pay like $40, you buy it for life. But it was a great investment because on my phone I can just go in and I can do all kinds of things like keyframe animation. Now they have like every time it updates, like you got to get it all free because I was a early member. I don't think they'll do that with the LTX. I think that they will do a subscription based. I hope to goodness they don't do credits. I hate credits, but that's just me. But right now, like I said, they still don't have any cost on that. There's not been anybody say anything about the copyright stuff that I talked about in my last video, and about where they're, where they still have ownership of the video you create. So like, this lady, of course, she did this for LTX, but she created this video and she wanted to sell it. She's allowed to sell it, but LTX still, from my understanding, still has copyright ownership as well. So they can take this video and still make money off of it. Say it was a very successful video. From what I understand, they can make money off of it. I could be wrong. I'm not a copyright lawyer. So, you will have control over the amount of motion for this particular scene. Let's go and look at.
Playing a band of dogs.
Okay, so you got dogs moving around,
Puppet dogs.
and if it's a little
And they were
wonky,
playing.
okay, like this, like if it was like wonky, you can back down the motion so it's not so wonky. So like I said, it's only 5-second video clip, so it's not going to be the movements are only going to be like that or move to here or whatever. That's why when you see these things, they're so like the videos are so fast. It's just because all they do is 5-second videos right now.
Happy birthday!
Wait, whose birthday was it?
Yours, Mom. Did you forget? It's your birthday.
What a sweet little touch to the video. Okay, long story short, she flies home and surprises him with the video. Okay, so I think that's all I have right now. You will, once you get into the shot editor, you will be able to put in an image and prompt from that image if you want to. And let's see here. That's it. So the top things that I noticed are the putting the face into the video. I think that's pretty cool. And still, like I said, still don't have, you're still not gonna be able to talk or anything like that. I do think that that's coming. I just don't think I don't think they're there yet. I hope they get there soon. So that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. I wish I had early access to LTX to show you guys everything that I would love to create with it, but I don't. And as soon as I get it, I'm going to put up a video on it. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I'll see you guys later.